Yo, welcome back to episode 3 of Darius College Steps to Success. And today's subject of the matter is going to be talk to your professors. I might have just scared a couple people just now. I didn't mean to scare anybody, but talk to your professors. Talking to your professors is extremely important. You already sent that application in to come to that college or that university. Most of the time, the college professors are not out to get you. Some, it may seem that way, or maybe some are pushing you harder because they see your potential. But when I say talk to your professors, that is one of the most important things, because now they know that you're serious. You should already be serious because you paid for the classes, but now that they know that you're serious and you're not just trying to pass, you're trying to excel. So when you talk to your professors, you show them and you show up that you are going to be academically successful in their class. The reason I want to stress this out so much is that when you talk to your professors, they can help, they can guide, they will not fail you because you've tried. And so I remember it was my second math class, sophomore year, and I had a C plus, and it was math for elementary teachers. You think that's an easy course. You think that is an easy course, but it was not an easy course when you add, subtract, multiply, divide by different bases and change the I'm not gonna get into everything, but you think that's an easy course. To some people it was, but for someone like me it was not. And so I talked to my professor on the very first day. I talked to her every other week or every week, just quick, to see how I was doing, to see what I can improve on, to what I can be better at. And so she noticed that I was trying and I was serious about my grades, and that I'm not just here to just pass by. I'm not just here to get degrees type of person. I'm here to actually show you I'm going to excel in your course, and I'm going to try. I'm going to come to your office hours. I'm going to talk to you after class. And that's what I did. And so throughout the entire class period, the entire semester, I went up to her. I talked to her. Test scores came back. I talked to her. What can I do better at? I asked her, what can I do better at? She gave me tips. She gave me advice. Study a little bit more here. Study in this area, because the exam is going to focus more on this topic or on more of this area. I tried all semester. I really did. I studied and I studied, and somehow I just could not get out that C range no matter what. But I actually had a C plus. I was very close to a B minus. Very, very close. And she saw that I tried. And I remember it was Mother's Day, and my grade had got put in for the exam, and I was still so close. I didn't even have to send an email. She put the grade in for the exam, and my grade was a C plus, but she sent me an email right after saying that I've tried and I've worked so hard for this grade. And so she gave me a B minus because she saw that I worked hard throughout the entire semester. So when you show your professors that you work hard throughout the entire semester, and that you're there not to just get a C, not to just get a C minus, you're there and you want B's and you definitely want that A, they will show up for you. And so since I showed up every class, I never missed a single class. I couldn't afford to, because I was really trying to get out that C plus range. And so at the end of that semester, she bumped it up. She rounded it up to B minus. I had that very same professor next semester, because there was math for elementary teachers too. More difficult than one. And she did the same thing again. And I'm so grateful that she did that, because she saw that I was serious about my grades and that I wanted to not just be ordinary. I might hit a nerve, but that I went out and I showed her that, hey, I'm not just here to pass, I'm here to excel. And so that next semester, again, I tried. My work ethic didn't deplete. I worked on study guides day and night. I showed up. I went to more office hours. every week to try to succeed, and she taught me, and I was still in that C plus range. I was a little higher on that C plus range, but good enough to be rounded up to B minus. And so, but to say that, those don't happen to everyone. You have some professors that are not willing to move your grades, which I have an opposite experience where I was so close, and I did talk to my professor when classes came around, and I did ask her what I could improve on. But in the end, she said I should be very proud of my B plus. Man, I was mad. I was mad because more so a grade is dictating how I did in your class and how I excelled a grade. And that's one of the reasons why I'm just like, you saw that I showed up and you saw that I participated and I was active. So why not? So that goes on to say that not every time that may work, but majority of the time you do have professors that are willing to help you, that are willing to round your grade up, that are willing to have additional office hours for you to in order to succeed and get to like grad school or master's school or doctorate and stuff like that. So you do have professors that when you come into their class and you go up to them and you say, hey, my name is so-and-so, I'm here to get a blank in your class. That's what I did. I've done that every year of my undergrad. And I say, hi, my name is Darius Lewis, and I'm looking for an A in this class, and I'm looking to succeed in this class. I introduce myself because I'm not just trying to be a nobody. I'm trying to be somebody different. And so that shows that I'm trying, and that there's a positive impact. And the professor's like, whoa, like you came up to me, like I didn't have to come up to you. And so that is very good because again, you've shown them from day one that you were serious about their course. Even just having small talk after class about how they're doing, what's coming up on the exam, what's the next unit is good talk too. It doesn't always have to be about school. You can ask them what they're doing over the weekend, because that's how you buddy up to the professors, and that's how they're able to be like, when you're right there on the edge of that B plus or that C plus, hopefully not that D plus, but you might be really struggling and you need that D plus to be a C minus or C to pass that course. They will do it because they realize that you pay this money. And if you show them throughout this entire time, for the entire semester or multiple semesters, that, hey, I'm serious and I'm just not trying to be ordinary, I'm trying to be extraordinary, they will do you a favor. And that shows up. You show up. And so it goes both ways. You have to show up to their course. You have to show up on time. Mostly on time, let's say. You might have some rough days, but you have to show up on time. You have to participate, actively ask questions that are detailed and in depth, and get the class thinking. And not just the class thinking, but the professor thinking. But also send emails about if you have questions on assignments. Because sometimes I just do assignments, or sometimes people do assignments and they just want to get it in because they just want to be done with it. But if you genuinely don't understand it, I suggest emailing that professor saying, I don't understand this. Could you explain this more? Or, hey, can you give me this due date a little later? That's another thing, is due dates. Just tell them if you have something going on in your life and that you can't make a deadline and you haven't started on a project or a really big paper, or you can't get to a homework assignment, professors know. They know that you have so much more going outside of college. You have a life outside of the four walls of a college campus, of a college classroom. So you have to communicate to them, and they'll understand that you are here to succeed, and they will not put that against you. If you can't make it to class, if you end up sick, if someone's in the hospital, if you have to go to a funeral, don't not say nothing, because they're just going to assume that you were skipping the entire semester. You have to communicate. And that is another big thing, communication. Professors fail people because they don't communicate, because they did not communicate throughout the whole semester. And it's not the professor's job to go and guess to see, oh, is this person okay? What they doing? They might, if they truly do really care about you and you've made that effort for them to care about you from like the first 8 weeks, and then you just stop showing up the next 8 weeks, then they're going to notice that something's off. But you have to communicate and tell them, I can't get this on time. I need help. Can you push this due date back by a week, a few days? They'll do it. And so these are just tips and advice about how you should talk to your professor. Keep a constant connection with them, because you will need them for letters of recommendations. You will need them to round up that grade. You will need them to extend that due date. You will need them most of the time in college. So I'm just here to give tips on how to guide and talk with professors, because I've had a ton of talks with professors and they have shown me tons of grace throughout my semester every single time, and I have a good connection with them, and I'm able to talk with them about their life and stuff, and then I'm able to ask for a letter of recommendations later, actually. So I'm actually asking for letters of recommendations right now. So they're useful not just in the short run, but also in the long run too. So thanks for listening. This subject of matter was just talking to your professors, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you took something away from it, because this is all interesting, powerful, and very good tips that I'm dishing out right now, because I've been through college. I'm almost done, but I'm almost there. So yeah, thanks for listening, and have a good day, good night, good evening, or good afternoon. I missed the order up on that, but have a good time.